Some years ago, when at Spelman College, around the time when Martin Luther King's birthday had just become a holiday, I had the opportunity to speak at Spelman College. You know, those sisters were fired up. You know, Martin Luther King's birthday had just come. I mean, and they were out there. When I walked in, it was wall-to-wall Africans, and they were excited. I asked them a question. How many of you love Martin Luther King? Put your hands up. I mean, some put both hands up. And I asked them a simple question. Keep your hands up if you have read one book by Dr. Martin Luther King. Oh, Brother Kwoani, we love him. They don't even read about King. All they know about King is what they get off of television, and the television can only give you sound bites at best. The other young student came running to me and said, oh, you know, it was Dr. King's birthday recently. I said, yes. He said, you know, I almost know his speech. I have a dream by heart. I said, that's excellent. He said, do you know it's the best speech that Dr. King ever gave? I told him, keep quiet. You must not spread ignorance, especially among an oppressed people. Anyone who knows anything about Dr. King knows that one of his most mediocre speeches is I Have a Dream speech.
That's right.
I commend one other speech to you if you really want to see Dr. King. It's called Why I Oppose the War in Vietnam. It is here that you will come to see truly something about Dr. King. I want to give you examples so you can see what your responsibility is. You must not think that the enemy will ever come, or anybody will ever come and give you instructions on your struggle. It is only you yourself who must find the thread of your struggle. It is your responsibility to understand the resistance of your struggle and to make your contribution to your struggle. When they get through with Dr. King's interpretation, since we don't read him or study him or analyze him, they make you believe that the greatest contribution Dr. King made to his people was nonviolence. And they call him a creative genius. Can you imagine that? That means that all Dr. King did with nonviolence was to take that from Mahatma Gandhi and adapt it to the situation in the United States. A genius doesn't have to do this. Why, even George Bush can do that. But Dr. King certainly was a creative genius. And his contribution to us was not nonviolence. Matter of fact, when they get through with him, he sounds like Martin Luther, nonviolent King. King's greatest contribution to us as a people was he taught us how to confront the enemy without fear. Right. When you properly understand this, then you will properly come to understand the real contribution that Martin Luther King made to his people. I would see him come into a town. All the signs were segregated. The Africans there were trembling when they saw white people. If they were walking on the sidewalk and the white person was coming, they have to get off the sidewalk, take off their hat and say, yes, sir, I have seen this in my life. I've seen these people come trembling, and Dr. King come to the town and said, we're going to change everything here. Oh, Dr. King, please don't talk too loud. He said, no, we're going to change everything here. We're going to turn these signs upside down. Oh, no, Dr. King, these white folk down here, they're too mean. He said, no, we're going to mobilize everybody. Dr. King, we ain't got no way. And Dr. King would look at him and say, my God is a mighty God. He'd make a way out of no way. And this same Dr. King would take these same people who were afraid of white people just 2 weeks later, and you will see 8-year-old girls, 82-year-old women getting up, facing dogs, facing fire hoses, facing cattle prods, facing batons, facing horses, getting knocked down and getting up and going again with nothing in their hands except the righteous belief of the righteousness of their cause and nonviolence as their tactic. Dr. King would take the same man who was scared of white folks and have the same man face them with all the weapons in their hands, and this man had nothing but the conviction of the correctness of his cause. Dr. King is a great man. You must know precisely his greatness. I tell all the people in the world, I lay all the rebellions in this country at the feet of Dr. Martin Luther King. Of course. When Dr. King taught me how to face white people without guns, and they had all the guns, it didn't take nothing for me to pick up a gun and face them. It took absolutely nothing. I could face them, look them in the eye, they'd knock me down, I'd get back up, they'd knock me down, I'd get back up, they'd put cigarettes on me, I'd get back up. Well, I could look them in the eye and do all this. Why, it didn't take anything to pick up. Matter of fact, I was ready for it. Dr. King, in fact, helped prepare me for picking up the gun. You must come to understand properly your history.